Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to NS9 Live. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have Ty Ty. Ty Ty, guess who we do not have today?
We do not have Jimothy.
You know what that means?
It's a fun night.
It's going to be a great show.
Exactly.
How you doing, my man?
You know what? I should be asking you the same thing here. And nobody cares how I'm doing. You're in the midst of a hurricane.
I'm not really in the midst of one, though. That's the thing.
I mean, you're like 24 hours away, man.
I appreciate it. But we're not getting anything that like Tampa's getting right now. I mean, quite honestly, it barely rained today. It's raining now. But that was my day. I mean, it's not even like that windy. Hasn't really been raining. So like, I'm good. I appreciate it. Now, tomorrow might be a little bit different of a story. I feel fully prepared that we probably will lose power at some point. How long? Who knows? But yeah, like what's happening in Tampa in that area right now, that's who we really should be thinking about. So, man.
Yeah, that's terrible. But also, like, on a more jokingly note, can we just appreciate the fact that you're right here with a hurricane just bearing down on you, and Jim is gallivanting the Midwest, not on our show.
True dedication.
It's what you do.
The real ones are here.
I love how I can flip-flop every episode.
Yeah, absolutely. No one needs to know.
Nah. I'm sure if you went back and looked at every one of our podcasts, it's like Tyler is giving praise to whoever the host is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're
trashing the one
just
not
take
there.
it. Right. Absolutely. But it's fine. You can play that. You get away with it. People hate you, and the people that love you, you fooled them good enough that they do so.
I think they call him a liar.
Well,
I don't lie.
Really.
I just stick to my guns, baby.
Yeah.
But hey, thankfully you're not really in the eye of the storm right now. So, and
yeah,
again,
honestly, like a week ago, we were
and we'll be there in Bradenton soon. So, hopefully, those people down there get through this thing.
Right. Yeah, but actually, like you just said there, that's kind of noteworthy, I guess we should say. We did officially book our Airbnb for Bradenton. So February 22nd to March 1st, NS9, Bradenton, fully booked. We are actually booked for the winter meetings and Bradenton right now at this point in time. For those that are attending.
Yeah, sorry, man. Can't make two happen in 1 year, but I will be at spring training as far as I know right now, but winter meetings would be tough. But we'll have good content coming from there.
Yeah. I'm excited for both, but obviously Bradenton, having the whole crew. Cody, you, myself, Jim, Dougie Fresh, Neil, all in Bradenton this year. Fun stuff for sure. And then Jim and I will be in Dallas for the winter meetings. But before we do go any further here, let's, of course, let everybody know that BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. Think you know your stuff? Get in on our $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200,000. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slot games. Head to the website today to get on the action. Bet online. The game starts here. So, yeah, like you said, just kind of enduring this so-called hurricane at this point. So, you know what that means. You know.
You got to bring back the Pennsylvania with you. Yeah, bottoms up my wall.
That's right. And we got a pretty good show today. So we are going to go and review.
Questioning me, like I can't really share it, but it's.
And you're Your laptop is now broke.
I was trying to show it was water.
You spilled your vodka all over the laptop.
You think I'm drinking that much vodka?
To get you through tonight? Yeah.
I mean, yeah. No, that makes sense. IMP. You think I would be drinking that much vodka and speaking to you as coherently as I am?
Yes. Honestly, yes.
Yeah.
I know you, Tyler.
You know what? That's all I thought. Yeah, that's true. But no, we're on a water diet tonight.
There you go. Girl dinner.
That's what I'm calling.
So before we go further, like I said, I'll talk to you guys. I mean, we are going to go through our over and unders that we did in March before the season, as is tradition. We do our over and unders. And at the end of the year, we see how dumb and stupid we are. Now, mind you, in between, everyone lets us know how dumb and stupid we are anyway. So we already are aware how stupid we are. But let's kind of find out who's the dumbest of the dummies. So what do you think,
DiNardo, I didn't listen to a word you just said because I was too busy thinking about how thank God this team is terrible and nobody saw me just spill that entire glass of water on my leg.
Oh, they saw.
Yeah.
But and
no. I'm not wearing pants.
But what I do want to call out, though, is to go back to this Jim thing. Not only is Jim not here, dedicating himself as we always do, but he does it on tonight when we're going to call out how dumb we are. Like Jim can't handle this. Jim can't handle being told he's wrong about things. Jim can't handle the pressure of looking like an idiot. So he had to back out. I don't even think this trip. I don't think it's a work trip. I think he planned this trip to Kansas City to go for work just to get out of doing this.
I agree. I think he did that entire thing. I think he scheduled it this week so that he could avoid the over-under show and be back for the Fanboys, which is the fun episode, and just avoid all the criticism that he was going to get.
Right. And he just so happened to have a work thing when the Kansas City Chiefs have it on Monday Night Football and the Kansas City Royals are in the playoffs. Yeah. And he happens to go to the games. Like he just so happened to have work come up.
Yeah. And Taylor Swift happens to be around.
Right. Oh, hey guys, T Swizzle's in one of these suites as he takes pictures. Ain't buying it, Jim.
He's in the suite with her. No big deal.
The sweet life of Jim.
The sweet life of Jim and Cody.
Yes. All right. Should we get into this?
Yeah, I would. Actually, I would hate to hear what my over-unders were, but let's just do it and make me regret everything I did.
You know what's odd is I haven't looked at any of these yet. Because usually we didn't do this year. We usually have like a mid-year where we kind of like review them to see where we stand. Yeah. We didn't do that at all this year either.
No.
There was just so much happening. So much happening this 2024 Pittsburgh Pirates season that we couldn't even get into these.
Yeah, I know I have one that was just, not good. Not good.
All right. So let's start off. I should probably have like fan graphs up to like look and see like what these are as well.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, we probably need
I mean, I have no like phone broke on me a couple days ago, so anything I previously had saved is gone.
Jack Sawinski is the very first one.
Ooh.
We're off to a fantastic start, fellas.
Ooh.
Here's the thing. I have them in front of me. Tyler doesn't. I'm going to read them all off. So this is good from my perspective because I just want to see Tyler's expressions. I wish Jim was here so I could see his stupid, dirty beard face, but it's not. Jack Sawinski. Now, I asked this because you and Jim answered it. The over on his F4, 2.99. Was Jack Sawinski going to be a 3-war player or not? What did Tyler say? What did Jim say? What did you both agree to? The over. You both thought Jack Sawinski would have over a 2.99 WAR. Tyler, he didn't have a 2 WAR. He didn't have a 3 WAR. He didn't have a 2 WAR. He didn't have a 1 WAR. He didn't have a 0 WAR. Hell, he didn't have a -1 WAR. Jack Sawinski ended the season at -1.1 F WAR. This is an absolute travesty. You both should be kicked off North Shore 9 for this answer. That is how absurd this is.
So
how can you be off by 4 WAR?
I would now like to submit my resignation to North Shore 9. I'll be.
Damn it! I wish you never won NS9 Jeopardy.
So the frustrating part to me, and not, you know what? That's wrong. The reason I bought into that is probably because I listened to Jim too much, and he's not here to defend himself. So I'm going to blame him. When have I ever defended Jack Sawinski in my life? I've been anti-Jack Sawinski since the day. Well, that's not true. I was okay with him his first year. His second year, no. Didn't like him. Was done with him. And for some reason, Jim, the salesman that he is, he sold a bag of bad goods to me. And honestly, also, there was the thought that he'd be playing center field more often. You think that maybe he's going to build on what he did last year, and he just built nothing on it. That entire bridge crumbled. God, he was bad.
You were off by 4 WAR.
Well, yeah. He won some, use some.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would lost that one.
That was bad. Like, why would I ever take that? There is no way. I think you AI'd this entire thing. There's no way I said that. I need proof. It's rigged.
That's right.
As Doug
I gotta hand this to you.
As Doug said on The Point, which go back and watch that. I'm storming the Capitol now because I never said that.
You know, that Doug is a living treasure. He absolutely is. And he shined in that show. But also, how fun was The Point? What a good show.
It was awesome. It was really good.
We're already cooking for, of course, it's bi-weekly. This Friday is Sicko Sound Off. We already have contestants lined up to be on the show. I guess not really contestants. They're more like guests. Right? We have guests. We're going to have 4 guests on. Jim's going to be the host. So that's this Friday show. The next Friday is The Point again. We already got guests lined up. Actually, I mean, I think we're all confirmed. I can probably announce it here. Alex Stumpf, Bridge to Bucktober, and Bucko Nutsy. Nutsy's going to be on too. So there's the lineup for next Friday. And one of North Shore 9. We don't know who yet.
It's a great crew.
Great crew. So yeah. So there's that. And the fanboys are next Wednesday. Hey, you know what? Why wait to the end of the show? This show's so horrible. Let's start our promotions now while the listeners are still here.
Why are we trashing me?
Huh? You said Jackson's gonna have over 2.99 WAR.
Yeah, that's true.
You've been trashed.
Hey, we're not done yet. We're gonna see some bad ones from you too.
All right, next up. Somehow or another, wait. Oh, I must not have done this I must have done it in order of names. I'm like, how are you and Jim up next? I don't want to
Yeah, let's.
This is the order they're in, though. It is.
Yeah,
what it is.
I think we did 5. Did we do 5 apiece?
We did, but
oh yeah, that's a lot for your brain.
The first 5 are just you and Jim, and then the next 5 is you and me. You know what I mean? It's not mixed up. But oh well, it is what it is. We're gonna pick on you and Jim right now off the bat.
That's fine.
Michael A. Taylor, over and under 91.5 weighted runs created plus. Tyler, I don't think we need to go to Fangraphs. Michael A. Taylor did not have a 91.5. I think it was a 58 if I'm not mistaken. But hey, you know what? You both took the under. So some saving grace there. You might have missed out on Jack, but you nailed Michael A. Taylor. Took the under on 91.5. He had a weighted runs created plus. Oh man, 58 was gracious. He had a 50 weighted runs created plus.
91.5 is the over under that you gave DiNardo.
Well, yeah.
And look, I get
88 And in the 95,
at that point, we're coming off spring training. We're feeling a little bit confident in this team. So I get it. But my word, 91.5, you thought they'd get out of Michael A. Taylor? Whew. Come on, babe.
Yeah, it wasn't good. No, but again, like train of thought, though. Again, back-to-back seasons in 88 and 95. You kind of sit somewhere in the middle there. Not even close. I mean, to be fair, Tyler, the lowest in his career ever was a 69.
Yeah, but
And that was in
91 and a half.
2015. His like first full season.
And honestly, here's the problem: is that going back to our trade deadline show, when me and you discussed that, I remember mentioning we look at these guys' numbers and expect them to continue doing what they're doing. And this team has shown that guys don't continue doing what they're doing. So before that, Michael A. Taylor is another example of a guy that just did not perform, not even close. The Pirates made them worse.
Yeah, not close. Anyways.
Give me your next worst line.
This isn't good either, Tyler. This is not good at all.
But
okay,
is
you
it
know
bad
what?
for
I
me?
gotta give points. So Tyler get a point here. Jim gets points. We gotta see who wins this thing. All right. Over and under. Rowan Z. Contreras. 185 and a half days as a Pittsburgh Pirate. You and Jim took the over. Guess what, fellas? No points.
Yeah. And truthfully, he probably should have been. I think me and Jim are right on that one because he should have been. Because how many bad pitchers did we see?
A lot.
And Rowanzi should have been one of those bad pitchers for a long time because he wasn't that bad when he went to the Angels. He was a lot better than what we saw.
Yeah, my stance. And I am curious, like what was if you remember like what your stance was and why you picked the over. If you even can remember.
So I thought that he would be kind of in that Luis Ortiz role we saw this year. That's where I thought that Rowanzi would be. And I don't want to misspeak because I can't exactly remember what I said right before the season, but I either said that I wanted to see Ortiz or Rowanzi in the rotation, and I did not want to see Bailey falter. So, of course, yes, I hand up here, guys. I was wrong on that one, but I wanted to see one of them. I didn't exactly think they would get to the point where they would DFA Rowanzi. I still think they missed on that. And granted, like long term, I don't know if it's a huge miss, but looking at how he could have helped last year, I think they missed.
Yeah. I know I've kind of went in depth, probably more on Twitter than on here in regards to Rowanzi. And like my whole thought was kind of similar. It's not that he is that great. For one, I'm shocked that they did cut ties so early with him. Again, also like that's a Charrington guy. Like he brought him in. Wasn't like leftovers, like, well, it's a Huntington guy. I have no ties. Let's get rid of him. We see like Charrington seems pretty loyal to a degree. But I mean, he's shown times too where he'll cut ties quickly. It's just kind of odd where he picks and chooses it. And I just felt too, it's just like there wasn't a whole lot of actual depth with the bullpen, especially at that point in time. So it was shocking to me that they cut ties with Rowanzi where he was a lot better than the options they had coming in. Another argument could be, well, why hang on to him? He wasn't good. Just cut ties with him. Find other things. But my argument was there's just not much depth. He might not be that good, but he's better than these other options you're bringing in. So why cut him? Either way, you guys are both wrong.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely. And
you guys are 1 for 3.
You know what? I don't know if we're wrong. I think we're right. And I think the Pirates are wrong.
No.
Yep.
All right. We have our first disagreement with you two on this over and under. So the over and under is O'Neal Cruz. 28.15% K rate. You, Tyler, took the under.
Why did
Jim
what was
took the
wrong
over.
with me?
Honestly, from my perspective, I'm shocked at these from you. Like the Jack Sawinski, I'm shocked you took the over. The O'Neill Cruz, I'm shocked you took the under here too. Like this screams over for you and Jim taking the under.
So it does, but also it doesn't, because I thought maybe, if I remember correctly, I felt like maybe we'd see like a 27% strikeout rate, but I also expected a big year from O'Neill Cruz, and I think we got a decently big year out of him.
Mhm.
But maybe a lot of things happened with O'Neill Cruz this year, and I don't know. Like, I don't know what the hell happened to me that day. God only
Parliament
knows.
says you were shockingly
I must
optimistic
have
during
been.
that stream. Yeah, you had to been.
I must have been, man.
You came fresh from Bradenton with the Kool-Aid still in your pockets, drinking it.
And the sad thing is, I said all these things and I proceeded to follow up with like the worst win total of everybody.
You did. Jim said 85, I think 84. I had 79, and you had like 74 or 2.
Good Lord. Yeah, I missed on that one. But hey, still happy with what we got out of O'Neill Cruz this year offensively.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, maybe under 28.5 is a good number next year.
I'll remember that. I'm throwing that out right back at you again. Okay, so point for Jim. Currently has the lead. The next one, Pirates offense. Oh, yeah, we know where this is. Over and under was at 199.5 home runs. You both took the under. You both secured a W. And I think it was at 160. I was just looking it up, actually, thanks to Ruga in his terrible Indianapolis 7 Grand Slam stat. Yeah, I think they were at 160. Now, I mean, hey, if Jack Sawinski had that 4 WAR, they might have hit this.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's only like 40 home runs away.
Right. It's only 40 more.
I'm not going to lie. When you said that number, I'm like, I might have taken the over. I don't know. Because again, we're coming off spring training and we're watching the balls fly. And it's like, oh, yeah, this team's going to be good. And then you come back home and you watch them again. You're like, no, this seems not.
I feel honestly that too. And I'm not saying like that was right, but it was one of those. I wanted to put it out there to see where you guys are going to go with this, right? But Jack can hit 30 home runs. O'Neill had 21. Like if he had 30, I don't think I'm going to be shocked.
He should.
If Henry Davis could hit something in Major League Baseball, like you know, like you can see him being close to that number. But nothing worked out. Nothing helped. And that was just 3 players we talked about.
Right. And I think the other player we're missing is Cabrian Hayes. Because that was the guy that you're looking at 10 to 15 home runs easily coming into this year. And we got
even Michael Taylor like hitting.
Yeah,
10.
that too. Like how many guys just hit nothing?
Edward Olivares hitting 10.
Yeah.
Right.
So like that's not a crazy number. It just they were so bad offensively.
Yeah. But hey, okay. So you guys get a couple there. The next one. All right. So I'm now in the game. Ryan Barucki. Oh no. Oh no.
Are we on the Jim questions?
Ryan Barucki's whip at a 1.199. And I'm pretty confident we know the answer to that, but whip could be kind of tricky here. Yeah. No, nothing tricky about that. It's a 1.64. So Ryan Barucki's whip 1.19. Tyler, you took the over. Congratulations. We knew that was happening. I took the under.
Hey, you bought into the King Barucki. Just like I bought into someone. I don't remember who.
Clearly Jack Sawinski.
Yeah, him. I already forgot he existed. That's how far away from my mind he is going forward on this team.
Yeah, I wasn't close.
Yeah,
But I feel like in my defense, injury had a big part of it. He had 11 innings. He was injured all year. Like the guy couldn't feel his arm.
you know what?
He
No,
Harleen
no,
Garcia
no,
for
no, 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 no,
5,
no.
6 of the year.
I can't buy that because you could have lucked out real easily if he would have had one inning and then couldn't feel his arm, and he just had you would be toting around. Oh, King Baraki. No.
That was
You
Jim
lose.
last year. That was
But it
Jim
would be
last
you
year
this year.
on what's his face? The
Um,
starting pitcher, the Philly.
Velasquez.
Yeah, on Vince.
Yeah, he did. Oh, he was out there tooting his own horn. He pitched like 12 innings.
Right. Anyways, Ryan Baraki, what a rough year. That sucks. He I mean,
Yeah, he
again,
gone.
the bullpen to be a strength, and it was gonna be a big part of that, some way or another.
Yeah, also like
Right.
so obviously I made my opinions heard on Ryan Baraki, but I do kind of feel bad for the guy because he's a free agent after this year. And if he would have built on what he did the prior year, he could have made some money this year. But the injuries kind of piled up, and now he's going to be lucky. Honestly, he's going to be lucky to throw many more major league innings after the year he had. He just wasn't good.
I don't think you can give him like a major league contract at this point in time. And like
No.
you said, you're going from guaranteed probably years on a deal, 2-year deal, probably something like that, right? For a lefty, he's not that old. Productive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, up another pitcher that the Pirates are going to turn around. It happens. Like thinking that's why I don't go too harsh on Oscar Marine. He has changed some pitchers, not a lot, but he has changed some. Ryan Baraki could have fit that mold, but with that injury now, of course, that type of injury and how he came back. Yeah, I don't know if you're a team that you're going to be offering him a major league contract.
Yeah, like he could have. I think maybe gone nothing major, like maybe like 2 years, like 3-4 million, nothing significant, but. Now you're looking at a minor league invite.
If he signed a 2-year, $6 million deal, 2-year, $8 million deal,
Wouldn't been shocked.
I see that. That's $8 million guaranteed. And now you're working on a minor league deal. So yeah, that's a lot of money, man.
If he would have built off what he did the prior year, 2 for 8, I don't think that would have been anything crazy.
No. All right. Should we get to the next one?
Yeah.
All right. This is Jim and myself, and we both agree to it. Bailey Falter, 15.5 starts. And I can guarantee you, I know where my mind was, which probably is where Jim's mind was. If Bailey Falter is making 16 starts on this team, this is a lost year. Guess what? It was a lost year, but not because Bailey Falter made 16 starts. Bailey Falter actually had a solid season. And those people are going to say, like, he's not that good, blah, 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 this and that. And again, like, this is the point of, I don't think people understand what a number 4 or 5 starter really is in baseball. Bailey Falter had a 4.43 ERA. Like, that's nothing to be excited about. You're not saying, hey, this guy's the future. All I'm saying is, like, hey, this guy was competent and he provided innings. He actually had 142 innings pitched, 28 starts. He almost doubled that number. 1.7 WAR. Like, he was perfectly fine and capable.
He was. That would have been my number that I gave out, I guess. But he pitched a lot better than I thought he would. I still don't think he's very good. I don't think he should be in the rotation next year.
But is that more of a indictment on him or more of a, you know what, look at this pitching staff, look where it's heading. It's really that competitive where he might not have a spot.
I think it's more that he pitched so far above his head this year. Because, like, really, if you look at the underlying numbers, and I haven't really dug into them lately, but 4.43 ERA is not very good. And I understand the 1.7 WAR, but, like, he's just, you're waiting for something bad to happen every time he pitches. And I think they can do better than Bailey Falter.
And I guess that's where I'm at. It's not really on him. And I guess I'm with you. Like, he pitched a little bit better than his expectations, but also, like, when he came back from an injury, he got kind of lit up. and his numbers fell. Then he kind of finished the year pretty strong in terms of Bailey Falter. It was a successful year. And, you know, you look at his XFIP and his XERA, you know, expected stats, like expected ERA 490, expected FIP 471. Like those aren't good either. But like your major league average is, I think it was a 417 by year's end. That's the top of my head. So if it's a few off, it's a few off. But I think 417 was the average ERA. He was at a 443. So yeah, he was below average. But are you that far average? That's the average. Like, what does the average number 4, average number 5 starter do for teams, right? You could probably find worse than a Bailey Falter. So again, like, kudos to Bailey Falter. Kudos to the Pirates. Again, this is one of those, we laughed and joked about extension, but Bailey Falter is trash. And you know what? He showed that he wasn't trash this year. He has certainly a ceiling, right? There's limitations on him, but he showed to be a capable starter for a Major League Baseball team. What works in the Pirates' favor for go next year, like as you're alluding to here, is there's a real possibility and chance that this rotation could be something. I'm not going to say special, but like really good. You already have Paul Skeens. You saw Jared Jones. You still want to see him build off of that. Bubba Chandler's waiting in the mist. You saw Luis Ortiz the season he had, right? Mitch Keller's there. Thomas Harrington's down there as well. There's options. So like Bailey Falter could just not be in there because the Pirates are just too good for him. But could he be the Miami Marlins number 3 starter right now today? Absolutely.
Yeah, probably. And I think that's the case with the Pirates, is that you have to build on your strength a little bit now, because I think we're all aware that they're not going to buy many bats. And they have a good rotation at this point. So maybe you lean into that 2013 mold of the Pirates, where you got 5 guys that are going to have under a 4 ERA, and every night they're going to keep you in a ball game. And not only keep you in a ball game, 5 guys, or at least 4, have a good chance of winning the ball game for you. The 5th guy is going to be up in the air. Is that guy Bailey Falter? I don't know. I think he does have a spot on this team in some way, shape, or form. And it might be in that longman role. But he's definitely going to be in the conversation of either a longman or the rotation spot next year. And all of us wanted him gone immediately last year. Heck, you could probably look back at our little trade deadline show, and I laughed.
I was just going to go to that.
Complained, and I wanted nothing to do with this guy. He's a dork. Throws 90 miles an hour. He stinks. Well, I
remember that show vividly.
He did pretty well.
Vividly. You're going to trade, like, Rodolfo Castro, I get it. He's having a down, like, and not a really good season. There's this and that, but like that, there's talent there. There's talent. You hang on to the talent. You coach up the talent. Bailey Falter has nothing but limitations. Rodolfo Castro has talent. What are you doing? And where's Rodolfo Castro today? And then where's Bailey Falter today? Yeah.
Yeah, I think my words on Twitter were, I think best case scenario is that this trade winds up as a wash and neither do anything.
I remember that. Yep.
Well, hand up. Tyler was probably wrong on that one.
That's all right. We made up for it this trade deadline.
Yeah, right.
Anywho, yeah. So Bailey Falter, again, kudos to him. Did I award Jim that one? Shoot. Over. I don't think I did. All right. Jim's got 4. Okay. Next one. Oh, I don't know the answer to this one. So this is you and myself. 300th home run by Kutch. April 4th and a half. So like, when was he going to do it? I just used the Kutch home run today from Baseball Savant in one of our videos. Let me look up what the date was.
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head.
But I do know it was past then. I say no. I'm pretty sure it was past then. It was on the 14th.
14th. Yep. Okay.
Against the Phillies. It was on the 14th. So you and myself said over. So we were both correct. So we each get a point. Tyler right now is at 4. Jim's at 4, and I'm at 1.
Those are a couple of smart fellows right there that said that.
Very smart.
They definitely wouldn't be in Kansas City right now.
No. But you know what? We were smart because I kind of remember this too. Like the first series was in Miami, and Miami's kind of tougher, you know. And
yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Great call.
We don't want to go past or on that too long. All right, the next one. Oh baby, Tyler, this is clearly your question. Henry Davis, 10.5 starts in right field. First off, I'm not sure if Henry Davis got 10.5 games in Major League, but 10.5 starts in right field. Jim and I both took the under.
Yeah.
So let's award those points.
Yeah. We don't need to go further.
He had 0.
What a bad question. You know what? In my defense, I don't have a defense. That's just a bad question. I thought that maybe he would hit enough that they would play him in right field here and there. Honestly, I was just betting on Henry Davis at that point, and he didn't. I didn't think they'd go full steam ahead with him as catcher like they kind of did, and then just ship him off. And everything just went wrong with him.
Yeah, it did. I'll give you this, though. His 0 starts in right field led all right fielders in WAR.
There we go.
So how's that? How's that for a stat? He was the best right fielder as a non-right fielder.
There we go. That's all I needed.
There you go. Which, again, is just sad.
Yeah.
Just sad. Sawinski, Olivares, De La Cruz. Just like all like negative WAR in right field. What an albatross of a position. All right. Moving on. Ooh. Oh, I know the date for this. Yeah. I'll look it up. Okay. Skeens debut.
I know what I took.
Yep. And I remember your conversation on this very vividly as well. June 7.5. Tyler, you took the over. I took the under. I get a point. You do not. Speak for yourself.
Honestly, it's more of a hats off to the Pirates because I didn't think on any planet they would call him up before Super 2. It's not the way they've ever operated. They've never just decided, you know what, we're going to go ahead and pay this guy a Super 2. An elite prospect like that, they've never done it. Maybe I should have realized that this guy is special as can be, but I still thought they'd find a way to hold him off. And you know what I do remember about this conversation is you guys saying they'll find a way to send him down. That part never happened either. So we're all wrong here. I'm just wrong more like on the important side.
There you go. Yeah. So clearly you're wrong. I don't need to speak too much on it. I believe that they were going to. Honestly, though, you could argue at this point in time they probably shouldn't have because this year just sucked. So no, they always should, by the way.
So the weird part of it, though, is I said they wouldn't call him up because if you call him up that early, he'll be in the Rookie of the Year race. You're not getting a draft pick out of it, and you're going to pay Super 2, and he's going to get a year of control. All those things happened.
And the Pirates don't even reap the benefits. Because, again, the reason you are bringing up that early is to maximize Paul Skeens for this year. Because if you're going to compete, it's because of Paul Skeens. And they did all that stuff. They lost all that stuff and don't even reap any benefits of doing all those things.
He's going to get top 2 Rookie of the Year, gain a year of control, and they're going to have to pay him Super 2.
Yeah. Yep. And
so really, they were like, honestly, they might have been stupid by doing it.
Right. Okay. The next one is Jim and myself. So this was a question by you.
Dumb question again.
Silly. It's just silly, Tyler. But not really, but just silly. Jared Triolo Now, mind you, he was starting at second base. We knew this at this time, too. We thought he was going to be like the utility guy. It was called out. He's the starting second baseman. Jared Triolo, defensive run saved at second base, 12.5. Tyler, would you like to guess what he was at?
6.
Yeah, it was 6. Was that a guess or did you know?
He was at 6 pretty early and then didn't play second base like at all after that.
Right. Yeah. It just kind of, he just kind of sucked.
Yeah. If he would have hit the baseball a little bit and Brian Hayes doesn't get hurt, he kills that number.
He had 6 in
'cause he was there all year.
374 innings.
He was up all year. But Brian
To
Hayes
put things in perspective,
was
he had 527 innings at third this year, 374 at second this year, and he had 6 defensive runs saved at second base. So again, like, it's silly because he was just an awful player that he lost playing time. But had he just been an adequate player, he kills that number. He kills that number.
Is that, you know what's more silly is the Jack Sawinski number, because that's a much bigger miss for everybody, for me and Jim. This one, I feel like I made a good number here. Brian Hayes getting hurt and being terrible, plus Triolo being terrible, hurt this one. But he was going to get there. Like, if Hayes stays healthy, he probably gets there.
It wasn't silly for inability to play defense at second, because as shown, it was fantastic. It was just silly because he tricked us. He was awful.
But he still got 12 defensive run saves between those two positions.
He only had 2 at third.
I thought you just said 6. I'm sorry.
No, the 6 was at, oh, my bad. The 6 was at second, though. But yeah, third, he had 2.
But I mean, like 320 something innings at second base, and he had 6. I was on a good pace there. I think that I'm okay with that number, actually.
I would feel good about it, too, in that sense. Yeah. Okay. Well, so we each get a point. Tyler, this ain't pretty. God. This ain't pretty for one of us. Jim asked this answer. I shouldn't even have to look it up, but I'm going to look it up just so I get the number. Henry Davis, 11.5 hit by pitches.
It's under.
You took the under.
Okay, thank God.
I took the over. Once again, Henry Davis barely had 11.5 games, let alone have 11.5 hit by pitches. But the official number was 1.
We got to work
on
this.
By the way, when he got sent down to Indianapolis, didn't he have 4 in the first week again? He had 11 in Indy this year.
Yeah, I think he had a lot.
He had 11 in Indianapolis this year in 57 games. So did Jim specify major league? Because he had 12?
Yes, in my world, yes.
Just so we know, the rules were for the Pittsburgh Pirates in the major leagues. So, yeah, I lost. But you get a point.
Thank God.
So, let's get you that point. Good job, Tyler.
I can't tell you why I said that, but good for me.
I don't know how to look this up, but I'm very confident it didn't happen. So the next question was asked by you.
Okay.
Joshua Palacios, 0.5 walk-offs.
Ooh. I don't remember a single one of them.
I don't remember him walking anything off this year, though he wasn't really here either.
Yeah, I don't remember any of them, so I'm just going to try to confirm real quick.
I mean, honestly, he had 78 plate appearances, 23 games. He walked a lot this year, which we've talked about. But I don't remember.
Think he had any.
I don't recall him.
Yeah, I don't think he had any.
So I'm going to go with 0 as the number.
Yeah, I think 0 is the
number. We can fact check later if need be. But Jim took the under. I took the over.
Shocker.
And I'm sure I took the over too. Like my frame of mind is probably what it is right now. It's like you just have to say yes. Like he's going to have some playing time up here. You can luck into a walk-off. Like I'll say 1. Like all he needs is 1. I'm going to bet on Joshua Palacios having 1. And well, he didn't.
Yeah, I don't think he had a single one.
Tyler.
Yes.
Jim's been on fire. He's at 7.
We got to rig this thing and like, we need to pick a bunch of Louisville guys next year and just give them over-unders and they'll take the over every time.
We gotta team up. We gotta over and under smarter.
Yeah. Well, with separate text. Right. We're good.
The next one here, Ty Ty. Oh, I gotta look this up. This is actually really funny. Jim clearly asked this one too, as you and I. Rowdy, 1.5% sprint speed.
Did we both say under?
You said over. I said
oh
under.
God, Tyler.
He had to just be in the 2 percentile. He just had to be in the 2 percentile. He couldn't do it. He was at 1 this year. The 1 percentile. Sorry, Tyler, you lose this one. I get a point. You and I are tied at 5 right now.
God, that Tubbo couldn't just run a little harder.
No, he could not.
My word.
So here's the thing. So you and I are tied, but that was your last question. There's one more question, and it's Jim and myself. I can't tie him. Jim's right now at 7. You're at 5. I'm at 5. So I'm gunning for second place right now. The very last question was clearly asked by you.
That's a terrible question.
I got to go to Baseball Savant again for this. So let me just go ahead and get this ready, which I'm pretty confident I know the answer. But Aroldis Chapman, 98.3 mile per hour velocity. Now, Tyler, we saw this man hit 105 with our own eyes. Saw this man hit 105. His average velocity on his hold on. What did we specify?
So I think that's where we get tricky because I don't know. I know we specified in the
we had a conversation
podcast because I remember having that conversation, but I don't remember what we specified. I feel like we ended up landing on the 4 seam.
So this gets real interesting.
Yeah, this one we're probably going to have to fact check.
Yeah, because if it is the 4 seam, it was 97.8 this year. So Jim and myself both took the over. And if we specified the 4 seam, that's an L. Now, if it was the sinker, 99.8 is what he averaged on it. Clearly won that one. Looking at last year's numbers, the 4 seam was at 99 and the sinker was at 101.1.
So I don't exactly remember how we specified that. I feel like I remember talking about the 4 seam.
What does... Now, the thing that's crazy about Chapman, though, this year, which is like what makes this here interesting, is how all over the place he was. I mean, the guy was literally throwing 91 sometimes and 105 other times.
That's what 10.5 million gives you.
And so, like, if you go on Fangraphs, right, to see the average fastball, that's 97.9. So, again, I'm not sure where you took yours from. We'll have to go back.
So, I know I grabbed it from Fangraphs, but I don't remember what we landed on, what we would measure it by. Because I vaguely remember one of his, was it all last year he was 98.6 on Fangraphs? I could probably look it up real quick.
Well, no, on Fangraphs he was 99.1.
Hold on. Just okay, with the second team. I can't remember who.
Oh, Texas.
Yes. Was he
Let me do
98.6 there?
partials. He was 99.6 with Kansas City, 98.3 with Texas. You said 98.3 velo. That's probably what it was then. So you're probably just using Fangraphs.
I was.
And so on Fangraphs then for this year, he was 97.9. So we lose.
Yep. Good number.
That's probably what it is. I'll fact check for sure, but we're
I just
thinking.
can't remember what we landed on the answer being. Because I remember a little argument about it.
See, I do too. I remember discussion now, seeing this, and I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
I'm probably confident, however it was worded, and we figured it out. We're probably in the wrong. So either way, it doesn't matter. We both selected correctly on this one. We both either get it or don't. So I mean, Jim was going to win regardless. He's at 7, and it sounds like you and I tied at 5.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Love it. So there's the over and unders. Not too sexy. Jim wins. We got to strategize our questions better.
Yeah, I got to be better next year. You know what? I'm going to the lab. I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah, same. But that was kind of fun. Reviewing.
I feel like a different person from who I was back then.
Actually, like here's the thing too. I don't want to say we were on like the Hopium drive. I mean, again, like you settled at 74, I settled at 79. Like 79 isn't like, oh my God, this team's good now. Jim, another story. But you know what I mean? Like between us, like it's just us on this show right now. It's what we're talking about. It's not like 79 is like, oh my God, this team's good. Like 79, you're still a loser, right? 74 is still clearly a loser. But I know we definitely talked about like the variables of this team and how this team, like there's absolutely a possibility of this team being good. And that just in itself sounds crazy talk right now.
Yeah. But I mean, if I put myself back in March of 2024, I don't understand how I get to the point of Jack Sawinski getting that number, but I can see how I can get to like, even in your case, like a Henry Davis getting to hit by pitches because you think he's going to get a lot of at-bats this year. I can see how you can get to a Josh Palasa goes with a walk-off because how many times we see it. You think at some point, this guy's going to be up here. He's going to do something. Like
again, like all you're asking for is one.
Yeah. Like there are things that have happened. Man, Jared Triolo. I'm not penciling him in every day at second base, but that question is more of a Cabrian Hayes question when you look back because Cabrian Hayes was so bad at third base and the injuries that mounted on him. You don't expect Jared Triolo to play as many games at third base as he did. So, woof. A lot of things went wrong.
Right. So I was just also interested because again, we're thinking about this time. Like, how did like Jack do during spring? It was fine. He hit 269, 296, 558 slugging. Right. He had 14 hits, 3 doubles, 4 home runs. It was fine.
Yeah, he was
like,
okay.
That's encouraging. Yeah.
It was a far shout from what he was 2 springs ago, where I was ready to throw him off the team.
Right. Yeah. So I guess there's the, into that Jack Sawinski thing, like 2023 was weird. But if you remember in September, things changed for him a lot. He was making a lot better contact. He was swinging the bat, not a ton of power, but like kind of like O'Neal Cruz this year. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense, some similarity, like the second half, like the power wasn't really there for O'Neal Cruz that you would expect, but he's making a lot better contact. And I felt like that was Jack doing a lot last year in September. And now he has that spring. Again, 3 WAR. You could debate it, but I don't think anyone saw a negative 1.1 WAR.
Not at all.
And not even for a full season's worth of at-bats is half of the year.
And I think that's the other thing we really didn't how bad he was in the outfield. He was so bad.
Right. Brian Hayes hit 412. Had 1,081 OPS in spring. Henry Davis hit 310. Had 1,067 OPS in spring. 4 home runs, 3 doubles, and 13 hits.
And
Jared Trill, 883.
You know what, man? I would love to say that we're going to go back in February and we're going to be more level-headed talking about these guys.
We ain't.
I'm not going to be. I'm going to drink all the hopium we got. And I'm buying into every one of them all over again. Because it's all I got.
The thing about it, though, is we're going to go down there. And you know Paul Skeens is starting from day one. You know Jared Jones is starting from day one. And you're going to go down there and, like, it's going to be Paul Skeens mania. You're going to go down and see Jared Jones. Like, it doesn't even need to be the hitters. You're just going to go down there and the good is going to come out. You're going to have the good. And it's going to be, oh, man, we're going to the playoffs. We're so back.
Absolutely.
You know what? This just needs to be an average offense, Tyler. It just needs to be an average offense. That's all they have to do. It's fine. It's fine. Look, Paul Skeens and Jared Jones, did you see him back-to-back strikeouts?
Oh, did you see Bednar close that game out?
He's back.
Did you see that inning?
His back's healthy?
Did you see batting practice from O'Neal Cruz? He's hitting 40 this year. Brian Hayes is pulling the baseball again.
Now, granted, we saw firsthand Ben Heller's not good, but he's pitching for the Phillies now, and they work things good. I know the 2 home runs came off of Ben Heller, but hey, it's still a major leaguer. 40 home runs.
We're back.
We're back.
Did you see Brian Reynolds play first base? They got a first baseman.
Oh, don't
stop. Stop. I can only get so.
I don't need to wait till spring right now. Yeah, Endy being back. Well, Endy's healthy. Endy is batting 312. 312. Tyler. And you already saw what this catching crop did last year. Bart, full year. Now Endy in the mix. Henry's finally clicking. They just got the new hitting coach. I forget his name.
Oh, that hitting coach is going to get me
the new hitting coach now. This team is going to the playoffs.
Did you see the approach they have?
It's a great approach. Pitch. Listen, they're striking out 40% of the time, but they are not waiting. They are swinging. They're aggressive. I like it. It's just spring. Don't worry about the 40% K rate yet. The timing's not there.
We're going to say all these things.
Can we just give her over and unders now? Like, why wait? All right. O'Neal Cruz, over and under 23.4% K rate.
I am going to trash the hell out of this team for 4 months.
Endy Rodriguez, over and under a batting title.
Dude, I'm going to trash the hell out of this team for 4 months probably. We're going to get to spring. And I'm buying all the way back in. Because it's what I have to do. It's the only way I can make it through a season, damn it. I got to buy back in. You buy low, sell high. I'm buying low again.
So I literally thought of it mid-rant. Like, as I said, it was when I thought about that. And now I'm like actually thinking about it. The whole hitting coach thing, that's going to be such a talk in spring. That is absolutely. If they have a spring like they had even this year, and they had that spring this year with Andy Haynes, but they run it back with the same type of spring, but they have the new hitting coach. That's why. 200 home runs, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to buy all the way into whoever it is. Maybe. Probably not. I'm probably going to trash them.
I have my calendar up right now. We leave spring training March 1st. That means our very first NS9LIVE is going to be March 5th, right?
Sure.
I'm putting my calendar right now to go back to watch at the 55-minute mark of this episode. We need to be reminded. We need to put in check.
Yeah.
Watch this episode, go live, and then have a realistic conversation about spring training wrap up.
Yeah, we're gonna need to calm the heck down. Because I feel like we're going to have the same exact conversation we just had in a much more calmer fashion, but we're gonna have this conversation again. 100%. New
Is
hitting
today
coach.
the 9th?
Dude, if they just if somehow, some way, they hit a home run with this hitting coach, just like on paper, they're gonna reel me all the way back in
There it is.
for like a week. Love it.
Yeah, we need that reminder.
We do.
All right, Tyler. It's been a solid hour.
Yeah.
We did our over and unders without Jim. Anything left to say?
We got a lot to talk about throughout the rest of this offseason, so let's temper them and we'll table it. Next week, we'll probably dive into maybe some hitting coach stuff, maybe some who God only knows, or maybe we'll just
Actually, next week's the
fanboys.
fanboys. So nothing at all next week.
Well, I got two things into it, and I'm like, oh yeah, fanboys. So next week will actually be fun. Following week, you know what? It's just going to be a fun offseason, man.
Well, it's going to be fun regardless.
We always have fun in the offseason.
And that's the one thing we typically always do. I mean, the thing about October is nothing can happen. It's the offseason for the Pirates, but it's not the offseason yet. So the Pirates are just in standby mode while the real teams are playing baseball still. So we have to just kind of be on standby mode also. So that's why some of this more fun stuff comes and we stretch it out because, you don't want to just tell all the offseason in October 6th. And then we have to talk about the rest of the month. So yeah, there's a bit of the stretching out game for us. But yeah, once the real offseason starts, we do have a lot planned still. A lot to talk about for sure, like you mentioned. But yeah, again, 2 new shows, right? So you already saw the point. If you haven't, go back and watch it. Yes, there's technical difficulties. I get it. I understand. They won't happen again. Don't at me about them. But it was a good show if you just, remove that. Just like the Pirates team. It's a good team if you just don't think about the offense or the bullpen.
It was a very good show.
So, and again, next week, right? Not this Friday, but the Friday after it returns, Alex Stumpf will be on. Bridge of October will be on. Bucko Nutsy will be on. But this Friday debuts Sicko Sound Off. I always forget the name. I'm sorry.
You almost
Sicko Sound Off.
Didn't you?
So yes. so Jim will host that, and there will be 4 people calling in to just talk their ish, whatever you want to talk about, whatever comments, questions you have. Go ahead and tell Jim how much of a sissy he is. He didn't join.
Love that.
He didn't have the courage to stand up for his convictions tonight.
Oh, and it was a stolen election.
It was. So, but that'll be fun. That'll be fun. And other than that, yeah, the fanboys next Wednesday. The voting is going to be on. I'm actually going to put it out tonight to get all the actual, so you guys can actually vote on. The nominees are done. You guys have nominated. So the voting will take place. That'll be open for about 3 days. And then we'll have the show next Wednesday. So that's always fun. But yeah, outside of that, I guess another thing to announce, we've kind of already did, but to say it again, we have opened up a Patreon. So I know we had YouTube memberships before. And yes, we have this little battle with YouTube right now about things for whatever. We've gone over to Patreon. If you still want to support, still a lot of benefits there. The link's in the description right now, or, well, I guess the description, whether you're listening to this or watching us. So yeah, check that out. $4.99 a month. This is a one-size-fit-all membership, more or less. And then outside of that, I guess that's pretty much all to talk about.
Yeah, we'll be back next week, and it's a fun week.
Yep. So I guess, Jim will see you Friday. We'll see y'all next week.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Peace out, Scouts.
Hey, you all, thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.